Welcome back to the show. We have two very special guests joining us today. And one of them you guys know, Landon Jackson, former Arkansas defensive lineman, and then also his dad joining us as well, and Larry Jackson. So thank you guys both for joining us tonight.
For sure. Thank you for having us.
And so I have to ask, Landon, is this one of the first interviews you've done with your dad? I mean, how many times have you been interviewed with your dad?
I think we had one more like this. I don't remember who it was with, but I know for sure it was one other one.
Well,
We
I'll
had
put
one in high school. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's perfect.
So,
Well, we'll take you back to your high school days. I'm going to put you really quickly on the spot. We interviewed your dad during the season, and he just gushed about
Okay.
all of your accomplishments and how awesome of a son you were, awesome of a player you were, still are. And so I want to ask, what has your dad meant to you over your career, not only at the high school level, but here at Arkansas as well? And just what has he meant to you having him every step of the way through the process?
Yeah, it's meant a lot, you know. He's always been somebody I can go to. Somebody who's been through it as well, just being a former collegiate athlete. So kind of just growing up, it was kind of this was kind of an expectation, you know. It wasn't like, oh, we hope you make it to the league or we hope you make it to college. It was we're gonna do all we can to make sure you make it there. So him and my mom both gave, I mean, best parents I could have asked for, did everything they in their will to make sure I was at every game, every practice, and found ways to make me successful. So at the end of the day, it was yeah. I don't think they would have loved me any less if I didn't have this draft come up Thursday, but they definitely put me in a great position for it.
Well, speaking of the draft, I have to ask your dad, having him here with you, Larry. You just have been so proud of your son. We know that from interviewing you during the season, this past season at Arkansas. So, what does it mean for you as a dad to watch your son have the success he's had in his career, but also now prepare for the NFL draft, the biggest stage of the sport? What does this
yeah.
mean?
I mean, honestly, it means everything. I mean, you just think about all the years he's played and just thinking about his whole journey. And from day one, I mean, this is what we kind of expected. And the first time I seen him play football, I kind of was hoping he gets to this level. And we just thank God that he's finally here. I'm super proud of him.
And you guys are having the party in Texarkana with family and
Yeah.
friends. Landon, what does that mean for you just to be surrounded in such a big moment of your life by the people that mean the most to you?
Yeah, you know, it means a lot. My biggest thing was there hasn't been many from my city in general to make it to the NFL. So it was kind of not only have that support system, but I mean, it takes a village, you know, and Texarkana is my village. There's so many people down here that have poured into me. So I could have easily had it in Fayetteville and just had immediate family come up or did it in Dallas and make have a small thing. But my biggest thing was I really just I wanted to give back to my community and kind of have my whole community be a part of it. So that's the biggest reason I really wanted to do it back home in Texarkana.
I love that. And Larry, how many people are you expecting at your house come this week?
Yeah, we got quite a bit family coming up. I'm originally from Connecticut, so I got family coming from Connecticut, and there's already a lot of family here.
Mhm.
So we'll be having people stay at the house, and then the main thing's gonna be where he's having the event at. So it'll be pretty packed out.
Oh, it's definitely going to be packed out. I
Yeah,
imagine there are so many people that you have had an influence on, and they've had an influence on you as well. And this is such a big
for
moment for you.
sure.
Let's get into the draft a little bit because we got to watch
Mhm.
you at the NFL Combine. We watched you at Arkansas's Pro Day, Landon. And obviously, you probably are very happy with your performance at the Combine and at Pro Day. What feedback have you heard from NFL scouts so far?
Quite a bit. You know, it's kind of wide open. You know, this is a really deep defensive end draft. You know, so it's pretty cool though to be talked about in the earlier end of the draft. I got a lot of late first, second grades, and yeah, a lot of. I mean, it's kind of wide open on teams though. You know, I haven't heard. I couldn't even tell you 3 to 5 teams right now that I think it could be because man, it's so crazy how it gets on draft night, depending on who comes off the board, this and that. But I mean, it's all good things I'm hearing. Everybody that I've talked to, every scout, every coach is just kind of praises the way I've went about this process and says that I've killed the process. You know, dominated Senior Bowl, did what I need to do in every aspect of this process. So that's great just to know that my hard work's finally paying off. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see what happens Thursday or Friday.
I've talked to Andrew and Isaac about this, Landon. What has been
Mhm.
kind of your sales pitch? They know what they're getting on video in a guy
Yeah.
like yourself, but what are they getting off the field?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got a guy who's never been in trouble. I've never been in any kind of off-field trouble. Never really had. I mean, I've never had a in the locker room altercation. Never had any problems with a coach. I mean, 2-year captain, a guy who's gonna give his all. At the end of the day, everything I do might not be pretty, but I'm gonna find ways to make plays and get the job done.
Larry, you can speak to that. That's the son you raised, just talking there, no problems, no issues. Is that they're not just getting a great player, any team that drafts him, they're also getting a good person. Can you speak to that too, Dad?
Yeah, that's what I'm super proud of. Like I like all the accomplishments he has on the field, but what me and his mom are most proud of the type of man he is, or the type of man he's become, and the person he is, and just thankful to God he turned out the way he did. I'm super proud.
Landon, kind of give us a peek behind the curtain. Talk about who has reached out to you, maybe what teams, a couple, if not. I know you had quite a few, but no top 30
Mhm.
visits. Was there a reason for that?
Yeah, basically all the teams would just kind of told me. Well, I think I met with the Bills at pro day, and then I met with multiple other teams, and they all just kind of said, I mean, yeah, we'd love to have you on a top 30 visit, but we wouldn't be getting much out of it. At the end of the day, we know you're a clean prospect. We know your health is great from the combine. We don't have any other extra testing we need to do on you. And then we also know what we're getting on the field just from all the every team I've met with has gotten me on the board, this and that. So a lot of it was just they just from what they told me really didn't have any stresses or worries. So uh, kind of made me happy hearing that. So that was good. But yeah, overall, I've talked to uh, Bills, Washington, Green Bay, Miami, Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Came down to Fayetteville and worked me out. Uh, Cowboys, Giants. I mean, the list. I think the list is at about 24. So it's a pretty deep list.
Yeah, that's like most of the league. I mean, you
Yeah.
go up and down this year's draft, and you can see how many teams would need a guy like you, and it's a lot. It's a lot, so
Oh
that
yeah.
makes sense. Is there any nerves this week for you, Landon? Any kind of I mean, obviously you look at those mock drafts and you see you going off of the board. Some say late first rounder, some say the second round, some say third. It's just it could be all over the place, and I think nobody
Mhm.
truly really knows. But is there any nerves
Yeah.
for you going into Thursday night?
Not really at all, to be honest. At the end of the day, I got a little bit of anxiety, more so about not when I go, but where I go. My mindset isn't about, oh, I need to be a first rounder, oh, I need to be a early second rounder. My mindset is, I hope I go to a team that really values my play, values the guy I am, and puts me in the best position to win a Super Bowl, to make it to that second contract, and really just have a long, healthy career in the league.
I want to ask your dad this really quickly. Larry, where have you seen Landon grow as a player over the course? It could be over the course of the year before this and this one, but where have you seen him grow throughout this process?
I mean, honestly, I just when he first started, it didn't. I mean, he's always been a confident person, a confident player. But I think as he got more reps and got used to playing in college football, he got more comfortable with himself and comfortable with playing. He became more confident. So being more confident allowed him to excel more. So
Absolutely. Landon, do you agree with that? Has it been your confidence that you feel like that's where your game has grown, and also that that's why you've gotten so much better?
For sure, I think that plays a big part into the over the 4-year span was definitely confidence going in as a freshman, just getting those more rep. Even my first year at Arkansas, that sophomore year, I didn't have I mean, I had a lot of confidence in myself, but still had those scares like, oh, if I mess up on this play, I might get pulled, stuff like that. And you just got to build past that point and not be scared of messing up and just go out there and give your all. And at the end of the day, if you do mess up, oh well, you got another play. But yeah, so confidence was a big part, and then also I'd definitely say. Really just kind of growing more into my body. I've had so many body changes throughout my collegiate career, and I feel like that sophomore spring going into that junior year is when I finally found the fit for my body, which was getting that weight up, getting that speed up, and getting the feel for everything. So I think that's kind of where it really took off was that body change into the body I'm comfortable in.
Oh, absolutely. I thought you were going to mention that there too. I was like, confidence and also some physical confidence as well of
Yeah,
going, okay, I
for
realize
sure.
this is the size I am and I can utilize that out on the field.
Mhm.
Is there a player right now in the NFL, or maybe a few? You don't have to give me just one if there's a couple that you compare your game to?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I play a lot similar to like a guy like Crosby, Aiden Hutchinson. Those are two that I really like to compare my game to. Both really long defensive ends that find ways to fly around and get back there to the quarterback. Crosby has a motor like no other. You know, that's a guy that, I mean, just watch the way he plays, and if you can replicate that, it doesn't matter how talented you are, you're gonna last in the league just because you can fly around and, I mean, you play with your hair on fire. And then, yeah, so for sure those two guys, and then a guy like Miles Garrett as well. You know, so he's a guy who just, I mean, a freakish athlete. Dude's crazy athletic, plays the game really well. So those are three guys I like to study a lot that are currently in the league.
Well,
I
he
love
didn't mention somebody when he was growing up. I used to always tell him to watch Jason Taylor. I felt him and Jason Taylor had similar body types, and I told him to study his film and make sure he tries to get to play like him.
That was a comparison that one of our other analysts here gave. They were like, Jason
Mhm.
Taylor. That is one that I think good one, Dad. I'm glad you threw that in there because I was going to ask you, do you think those comps are correct or do you have your own? So that's a good one right there. I love that. We talked about where you've improved, Landon. Where do you feel like you still have room to grow and there's an extra level of your game that maybe you feel like hasn't been unlocked yet that you feel like you'll unlock in the league?
Yeah, at the end of the day, really getting into power rushes more. I've been making a big emphasis on that this offseason. When you look at the statistics, over I think over 80% of the sacks come from power moves and moves off of power moves. So really putting a big emphasis on a long arm, 2-to-1 bull, stuff like that, and then also really working on my like not second guessing my rushes, just getting into the rush, going, having a very smooth counter off of it, stuff like that. So those are probably the two biggest things I'm working on, and then just keep playing the game the way that I play it, you know. And I feel like I'll last a long time in this league.
Dad, is that something you've seen him work on a lot in this offseason, leading up to this draft? Where else have you seen your son work on his game?
Well, I mean, exactly what he said. I mean, to me, he's always working on his game. He's always trying to get better and become a better player. So I've always admired that about him. Just trying to become the best he can be.
Ab-
So.
Absolutely. Landon, something that I've asked some of the other guys that we've done interviews with, like Isaac and Andrew, is I'm not going to ask you where you want to be drafted because, of course, the answer is whoever I get drafted by.
Right.
That's obvious. I just want to play in the NFL, right? But is there a system you could see yourself in? Do you kind of feel like, okay, these are a couple of teams that I feel like I'd really fit well for?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I feel like I'd fit into the Bills real well. I like Green Bay a lot as well. Detroit, I like a lot as well. The way they explain that they would like me to play, I did that a little bit at Arkansas, so I already have some. I'm pretty familiar with it. So yeah, I'd say the Bills, Green Bay, Detroit. I like Dallas's as well. I mean, there's quite a few. A lot of them run pretty similar defenses, so there's quite a few that I'd like a lot. But yeah, so those are some that I definitely enjoy playing with.
Absolutely, and I feel like it's a hard thing to answer as well when you're like, I just want to play for whoever drafts me, and I'm
Yeah,
sure whoever drafts you will utilize you. Defensive ends are very much needed, especially in this year's draft. So I think that's a really really great answer there, Larry. I want to ask you, where have you seen your son not just grow as a player, grow as a person? How has Arkansas helped him into the player he is today?
Well, honestly, I feel it's all about Arkansas. Like ever since he went to Arkansas, it seemed like he became a different player. When he was at LSU, it's like he wasn't the same player he is now. And I feel Coach Pittman and Coach Adams, they really helped get him to where he needs to be, and he felt comfortable playing for those guys, and they helped him become the player he is today. So, and I give all my thanks to Arkansas. I mean, I love the school there. It was a family environment. Ever since he got to school there, like we felt comfortable there, and I was happy my son was there playing, and it helped him become the player he is today. So,
Landon, would you agree with that? That Arkansas has immensely helped you, and how have they helped you be prepared to be drafted in the NFL?
Yeah, they helped me tremendously. You know, at the end of the day, I went there as a kid who had no film at LSU. You know, I didn't play a single snap of defense while I was at LSU, so they were kind of just going off of their gut and high school tape. And I guess they knew the mindset I had, my willingness to go out there and do whatever I need to do to make plays for the team and be a guy that's not only they knew from the jump I wasn't a me guy. They knew from the jump I was going to go in and be a guy for the team. You know, a guy who's going to do whatever it takes to win games and then kind of lead the team as well. And I feel like they saw that in me real early. And yeah, so I think they helped me tremendously too. And then real relational group there. You know, me and Coach Adams are really close. Me and Coach Pittman are really close. They're actually coming down to the draft party next week or Thursday. So yeah, really close with them. And yeah, so overall, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have been as talented if I went to a different school, but I do think they played a major role into me being as far or as good as I am now.
Absolutely. And I love that you added in there that Coach Pittman and Coach Adams will be there next week and supporting you because they really do care about all of their players here. Speaking a little bit about some of the other Razorbacks in this draft, you know, Eric Gregory also hoping to hear his name called. He's shown up in a couple of mock drafts as well. What is a guy or what is a team getting if they draft a guy like Eric Gregory?
Yeah, really just a hard worker. You know, we have that, as Coach Pittman would say, that blue collar mentality. You know, a guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to, I mean, just fly around, love the game of football. You know, uh, I guess he says we're not one of the logo schools. Like he refers to those. I guess big money schools, this and that. But he's like, we're a team that's gonna go out there and I mean hit somebody in the mouth every play. So that's what you're getting. You're getting a hard worker, a guy who's ready to come in and work and make an immediate impact with any guy you're getting. I mean, a guy like look at Bo Limmer last year. You know, they drafted him late in the draft. He's starting, you know, and making a really I mean playing a really good football out there. So yeah, I mean overall you're getting dogs whenever you you draft from Arkansas.
I'll ask this to your dad really quickly. So, Larry, you know, I talked to some of the other players about this, and Arkansas and Sam Pittman and all the guys that they bring into that program are hard workers. I mean, you could say that about Andrew Armstrong. You could say that about Isaac Tesla, obviously Landon, Eric Gregory, Jaquin Jackson. Those guys are hard workers. You know, your son is a hard worker as well. Like he said, I'm going to make sure that I do anything I can to help the team that drafts me win. Do you think that that's going to bode well in the league and give your son longevity?
Yes, for sure. I feel that's his best attribute. I mean, he learned that in high school when he first started playing football. I mean, it's all about hard work, and I feel like hard work can take him a long way. So
I love that.
that's what Landon. To me, that's what Landon's known for. I feel like, I mean, of course, God has blessed him with ability and talent, but he's all about hard work. And if he sees that he may not have an opportunity, he knows he's going to work as hard as he can to try to get there
Do you have a good
and have
story?
an opportunity. So.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Do you have a good story of that? I mean, even in high school when he was growing up, I mean, how was that hard work displayed just in the household with Landon growing up?
So every time you hear about Landon, like whether it's his coaches talking about him or players talking about him, they always talk about his motor. Like he's just nonstop. Like he never turns his motor off. When he's in practice, he's going 1,000,000%. And that's how we taught him. That's how he was taught. And that's how he was raised to just give it all you got and give it your best. And I feel like that's what helps him become the player that he is by just going full tilt. So.
Landon, I feel like the other guys said that about you as well, where they're like, Landon, he will do anything he needs to do to make the team win. And it's not always about you. It's even about the other players, how you can help them. Do you have any examples of that at Arkansas that you can call back on and go, yeah, this is a good example of that?
Yeah, I mean, really the off seasons, you know, that's the tough times, you know, and you got to lead the guys through that. You know, everybody gets led differently. Some guys you got to get on a little heavier than others, and then other guys you kind of got to pull to the side, let them know something. You got to know how to lead men, you know, lead different types of guys, and then at the end of the day, just holding everybody accountable. You know, not letting anybody not match my energy. You know, because at the end of the day, if everybody's not giving their all, uh, I mean, it's pointless to even be out there.
Larry, you said you knew that your son had something different, that there was more talent, maybe more talent there than the average, young guy who wants to play football. When did you exactly know that Landon, okay, there is some serious special talent here and he could possibly play in the NFL?
It's funny you say that. This may sound like a crazy answer, but he was 7 years old. It's his first time when he played football, and he played up because his older brother was a year older than him, and so he got to play up with the older kids. And at the time, I thought he was gonna be like a tight end or something, or running the football. And they just threw him on the line, and they said all you got to do is get to the quarterback. And then like he blew right past the center, and when he hit that gap, and he did it like 3 or 4 times in a row. I said this kid might be special, and be a good defensive end. So.
And,
Ever
and
since then, he's never changed positions.
that's crazy that you just knew at that point. Landon, was there always a draw to that position? Was there always a draw to being a defensive end, to getting to the quarterback?
Before we, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no.
His first coach as well, Todd Bingham, like when the ironic thing, he played for the Razorbacks, his first team. So and the first team was called the Razorbacks. He said, "I think you might be a Razorback one day." And this is when he was 7 years old. So.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay, does he know which NFL team you're going to play for? Has he said, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Landon, did you always have a draw to be a defensive end, like your dad was saying? I mean, did you always kind of know, like, there's so many kids that go, I'm going to be a quarterback. I want to be a wide receiver, right? But I mean, not many kids go be like, I'm going to be a defensive end. I mean, when did you always have that drive to do that?
Yeah, I think overall it was always just being a defensive player. I've always played defensive end or outside linebacker, same thing. But basically, just always my drive has always been playing defense. I always knew I was a defensive guy. The way I played, I don't feel like it fully translates as well to offense. I play just relentless. I feel like it's better putting a guy that's going to play like that on defense. So it's always been my best position. Playing on a small town school and growing up in a smaller town, I always played both sides, but I've always been way better at defense, even in high school. So,
yeah, I think Deke Adams would have something to say about that and said, yes, that is exactly why we recruited him to be that for us.
yeah.
I can't see you playing offense. I just can't. Maybe in high school, but I just can't see it. With your frame, with your size, your physicality, just feels like it suits the defensive side of the ball. Landon, we'll end with this. You said it doesn't matter to you, first round, second round. It doesn't matter. You just want to be drafted. What would it mean for you to hear your name called, to get that phone call on Thursday or even Friday?
It's going to mean the world to me. I've been working for this moment my whole life. At the end of the day, I've been dreaming of this for my whole life. Growing up, it's been get that school paid for, get that scholarship. But once I got to high school and I had that scholarship, my goal was, okay, we got to take this and run with it. So, so it's super exciting, and man, it's definitely great just being in the position, like knowing that everything that I kind of dreamed of is finally coming true.
And Larry, you said that he's dreamed of this since he was a kid. Just to have this pay off for him. I mean, what does it mean to you as a dad, and what will it mean for all of Landon's family?
It's super special. Like we're so thankful he's in this position. We're super proud of him, and we just really pray that he goes to the right team, the right situation. Honestly, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I really don't care if it's the first round or the fourth round. As long as he gets to the right team, the right situation, he gets the opportunity. We're super happy and proud of him. So.
Yeah, and you just mentioned it, Landon, not too long ago in this interview. Bo Limmer not getting drafted. He wasn't a first-round pick, and he's starting in the NFL. So really doesn't matter where you go. Just again, like your dad said, the right fit. And we hope that comes to you this upcoming week. What do you have to say to all the Razorback fans that supported you for so long in your journey?
Yeah, I'll forever be a Razorback. At the end of the day. My brother's at Texas. I told him I'll support you these 3 years, 4 years, but I'm always a Razorback. I love the community, love the fan base, and man, the program wouldn't be the same without them. At the end of the day, the fans are what make a program. The fans are what make a community. So love them. Can't wait to hopefully get back up there for a game next year or something like that. So I'm real excited.
Yeah, I better see.
I just want to thank. I'm sorry. I just want to thank Razorback Nation as well. Everybody's been super good to my kids, my family, and always showed us love when we went to the game. So I'm really thankful, and I'm glad he got the opportunity to play there.
I was gonna say we better see both of you guys or the family back up for games. Okay, we got to
Sure,
see the
sure.
family back up for games. I know you'll be busy with your NFL career, but come on, you can come to a game. You can come to one
For
or two
sure.
games, right? Landon,
Yeah.
and really quickly before we let you go, I always like to ask, what you think of the program moving forward and what you think that Sam Pittman's squad can do this year. I mean, there's a lot of questions, obviously, a lot of holes left to fill, especially on the defensive line. I mean, do you
Yeah.
think that as you have faith in Deke Adams, Sam Pittman, that they'll figure out a way to make that work and hopefully win more than 7 games this year, right?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, got. I mean, it's definitely left in great hands. Just saw, I think 2 days ago they got a new transfer D in. They've been getting a few guys coming in, so I think they'll be great. I think a guy like Quincy is going to step up and take major strides this year. Cam Ball as well is going to kind of take that leadership role and take them to the next level. I feel like so it's super exciting. And when you have an offense as explosive as Taylon's got it going right now, I think it's left in really great hands.
Well, thank you so much. I know Razorback fans are going, oh, thank you for saying that. We love hearing that.
Yeah.
So I hope that definitely comes true. And Landon, best of luck to you as well coming up this week. We obviously will still support you. And I know Razorback fans will as well at the next level. So a big congratulations to you and can't wait to see where you end up.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
too
you.
as well, Larry, for joining
All right,
us
thank you. I appreciate you having us.
yeah, and giving some great insight on your son as well.
Thank you.